Once again, we're live. Hello, guys. Welcome. Yeah, I'm just gonna sip my coffee, wait a little bit, and check out that everything is fine stream wise. Uh, Drop me a comments in the chat if you're already here. And if you're not watching live, check out the timestamps. There should be things there because this is quite kind of a random stream because I haven't planned anything specific. So I'm just gonna go through interesting stuff, mainly in Figma, in Webflow, and maybe some other stuff. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, it seems that feeds are just doing fine. We have audio, and yeah. If you're not from Finland, you might be surprised to know that Finns are actually the biggest consumers of coffee. It depends how you count it, but the consumption in Finland is the highest per capita that there is. So I'm not sure why that is. Probably because we have long, dark winters or something like that, or we're just somehow more addicted to it than other people. Maybe. Okay, let's get to it. So, yeah. Firstly, my last stream was about Figma sites. That is still interesting, but many people are taking a look, and I'm not gonna continue with that today because, well, maybe I can, but I'm curious to see the other stuff that Figma announced, like the Buzz. It's kind of like a Canva competitor, I believe. So that's something, and maybe I'll try to figure out how I could like build my own like design system in Figma using Buzz and maybe slides and so on. So yeah, let's check this out. So I actually have this thumbnail file. Maybe we can design a better thumbnail because this is not engaging. It says nothing about anything. Nothing about anything. I guess people can say that. But yeah, here are my thumbnails. There's some logos and a bunch of pictures of me. Lately, I have just started taking a quick screen capture and then erasing the background from that, all in Figma. Well, actually, the screen capture comes elsewhere, but anyway. Yeah, there's some thumbnails from the last podcast with Jonathan. It was a good podcast. And yeah, quite a simple one. I'm thinking that I could do a kind of like rebrand. I'm not sure if this purple with the gradient is the way to go anymore. It has been with me for a long time, so it's hard to let it go, but maybe someday. Of course, with all the clients work, your like own brand will get the second place, so it will be some time before I can actually publish something. But I'm thinking of a website rebrand and remake my own personal portfolio. So yeah, we'll see how long it takes. But okay, Buzz. So I already opened a new kind of file. Here's a bunch of templates. Let's see, social. Okay, these look quite nice. Ads, prints also. So yeah, it tries to do it all. Business. That seems quite quite neat. Celebrations. So are these invitations? Probably. I'm of course on the paid plan. I'm not sure if this is available for everybody, but I'm not a huge Canva user, but I can imagine a organization that has both Figma and Canva. So if they can just ditch the other, it would be, of course, beneficial. And maybe the designers would like to design stuff in Figma and then give rights to like this buzz feature for all the non so designer people. Yeah. Okay, let's pick something. I'm gonna pick the celebration. No, not the event thing. The one I saw. Okay. I want to see the layers, please. So there is the one like asset. Okay, this is kind of like the page, I believe. Pinterest ad. What if I change that? Oh yeah. It kind of changes the artboard. We have AI tools, rewrite, translate. Okay, I'm gonna try translating this to Finnish. There's no Finnish. What is this? The greatest place on earth. Swedish is there. What's so special about them? If you don't know, Finns and Swedes have this kind of what is it? Rivalry? Yeah, I cannot pronounce that correctly. And maybe Swedes do not know even know this, but yeah, they are kind of like our big brothers. So we always try to one up them, especially in hockey. Yeah. Well, let's try Swedish. Tysta störande konferens. Okay, cool. But I want to do something. There's templates, there's text, images, shapes, edit content. Could I do like there's bulk edits. Okay. Oh, this is cool. I'm not sure if Canva has this. Again, I'm not a huge Canva user, but interesting. Definitely. But I still haven't found my layers. Border, positioning. Oh yeah, not that one. For some reason, I cannot like. I'm not able to navigate here. Grid view, yeah. Okay, let's add an asset. That's a similar one. Let's make it card. And if I put a grid view, yeah, I can see all the assets. Could I just copy everything? I guess I can. This is quite handy. Untitled. Shapes. Bunch of shapes, yeah. Why not? Okay, library. So there's stickers, shape patterns, textures. What did I do? I took a texture. There are more textures. Yeah, cool stuff. The bulk create has been the biggest thing. Okay, can I like make this as a changeable? Select matching object, bullet list, letter and spacing. Okay, effects. What if I wanna use the edit content? Event name, okay, date, images, oh, yeah. How about here? Yeah. Actions, what are, oh yeah, of course those are the actions. Publish template, widgets, development, new widgets, okay. Import widget from manifest, what is that? I guess I do not have that. Okay, I want to edit this a bit further. Yeah, that is just the thing. Those templates, text, images. I am still not finding the layers. Maybe it's just me and there are not layers. What is this? Design mode. Okay, so now I added this familiar feeling side panel. Scale, hand tool, yeah. Again, I have quite a simple way to edit it here, and when I open the, is it design mode? Yeah, I can do more. But where are the layers? Yeah, I guess there is none. Bring the front, duplicate, copy paste. I know that, for example, Canva has some sort of layers. I have this. Yeah, customize this template. Expand to whiteboard. Again, here are some new things that I do not know. And I believe this is some sort of presentation. Yeah. Magic media. Yeah. Tools. You can see that I haven't used this for a while. Resize, duplicate, delete, background. Let's try something else. That's a video. So Canva is doing a video stuff too. probably the one thing that Figma is not yet doing. Position. Layers. Yeah, there's a layers panel. I told you. I just had to show it to myself that there is actually a layers panel. Yeah. But what if I wanna put that somewhere in the middle? I might just so incapable of using this. Preferences, keyboard, yeah, theme. Range. Here they are. No. Collapse layers, lock height and selection. Hey, there it is. Was it always there? Was I so blind that I just didn't find it? Is it just the design mode? Yeah, okay. So, if you have watched through this, I salute you. That's beautiful. Yeah, this is just funny to me that I didn't find that sooner. Maybe I could have Googled it, asked for ChatGPT, maybe, or Figma. Is there some sort of support chat here that could be helpful? Yeah, okay, that is Figma Buzz. Let's try to export something. We have the same export functions. What if we go here, file, save local copy, place image. So this has always been a weird thing, at least in my opinion. Figma has so many of these main drop downs and drop downs. So we have this which is behind the Figma logo. We have the file version of that, and we have also the top banner, application banner. If you go here on a regular design file, there are quite many of this. So the file, another file, and the file specific. Are there any else? Not really. Yeah. Okay, we also have the draw mode here. Should I try that one next? Do we have buzz and site? Yeah, slides. I have tried that one before. It's interesting. Oh, one thing I have to try out. If I then just wanna copy this and paste it in a regular file, beautiful, yeah. It just works. And now I know where my layers are. I wonder if I make this a component, then copy it and paste it back. Okay, now I have a separate entity. It shows that it highlights that in a different manner with this kind of like almost pink color. Now I can edit the texts. So a designer could do a design and then put it in here, and people, well, employers, or is it employees can like use those. So this is handy. Okay, now let's try drawing something. I only have my mouse, so do not judge me too harshly. Oh yeah, this is a pen tool. Why is it not working? Okay, here we go. I'm using Alt. Beautiful. Okay, then I have a brush. Spaghetti Western. Oh, this is funny. Regular pen. I wonder how soon you can do like your own brushes or sell the brushes. Just a sec. I have to open the door for my dog. She might bless us with her presence. Okay, I have done like a bunch of this beautiful drawings. What if? Yeah, they are just vectors. And I can see these all the images as layers, I believe. What if I go to a regular design mode? I can just pick this, delete this. Okay. So yeah, you can see it does this small like smoothing for the strokes. I'm not a huge drawer. Well, I do not use these tools at all, I would say. This is a nice feature. I'm not sure if it is ready to take on the big competitors. I believe there's, what is it called? Yeah, I cannot remember the app. Procreate, maybe? I have to Google that. Yeah, it seems familiar. Not for everybody, everyone. Yeah, there's animation. Anyway, the Figma is trying to take on Canva, of course, like the presentation stuff, like PowerPoint, maybe even some coding things with sites and whatever is the component builder thing, the AI thing. So that is quite cool, but I'm just wondering, can one one app like do them all. Figma is good at what it does, and the user experience is actually quite good. I remember I used to use like Adobe XD, and then for the longest time I was hesitant to change just because I already paid the Adobe subscription. But then when I tried using Figma for the same stuff, I'm not sure what was better, but somehow it felt more smoother, the whole experience. So I believe Figma is still quite fast, and I'm not sure if nimble is the right term, but yeah, it is just smooth experience. There are things that could be better. For example, the menus. I'm not sure how it should be, but anyway. And yeah, of course, Figma also has all the apps or plugins, so those, of course, add much to the whole experience. I'm not sure if you can like install plugins to Canva or Procreate or anything else. But yeah, I could take a look at Canva, but I believe the Webflow is more natural to me. So I'm going to check out some Webflow updates. This is just one of my test projects. And I know that there are some minor updates to components. And we can now filter lists. Let's see. I do have a list here. Let's build a quick thing for a list. Here we go. These are all in Finnish. Hopefully you don't mind that. Oh, I'm in Finnish, maybe. Here we go. So I just tested localization, well, actually an integration with phrase. And my primary language is Finnish, but I have the English versions. But because of the primary language being Finnish, I have to do all the edits in Finnish. So hopefully you don't mind that. Yeah, the one thing that should be possible nowadays is filtering. Let's make this a component. Creating all locals. Sorry, I'm zooming out a bit. Here we go. Look at that. We have filters and sorting. Let's make filters group. No. Default name. Do I have a category? No. Featured will do is on. Here we go. Create. And now when I just select the components, I have this filter. Oh, this is quite clever. I'm not bound to the one field. I can like choose the filters from all the fields. This is handy. I'm gonna do the same with the sorting. now we have pagination and limiting items behind these toggles. That's cool. Items select. Oh, this was the huge update. Selected items. Remove dynamic settings. Yeah. I guess we can remove them. That was it. But I can manually select items. So this has been kind of like painful because in the past you had to do some sort of field, let's say a toggle or something for the selection. If you had a CMS list and you wanted to show just a selected few items on that list, you had to do this filter field, but now you can just do a selected field. So let's unlink this instance, yeah. And I want to try out, does this work without a collection? Yeah, selected items. So that is awesome. Because, well, it's doable for the developer or the actual Webflow user, the main Webflow user, but let's imagine there are some other folks who want to build like landing pages, marketers, or anyone else, and how are they able to create a list of certain, let's say, blog articles without like touching the CMS fields. So in the past, there has not been a good way to do that, but this is kind of minor thing deep inside the settings, but I feel it's a great update. Okay, I wonder, can I change this in the build mode? Settings, yeah. I believe I can't, but what if? Again, I make this a component. And yeah, there is that small little selected, not selected, small little purple icon. And now, not that one, build. Here we go. I can select what I want to show in there. This is awesome. It's a small thing, but I'm excited about it. So now I can really do just one component for a blog list, for this kind of middle of the page blog list, and whoever has the build rights can just pick the specific blog posts. Yeah, I'm glad that there is now this feature, and this really builds up the whole idea that one should build all the components and template pages and build it in a such way that if someone has just the build rights, they can do completely new pages, do more stuff like people used to do in the editor. Well, you could not do new pages in the old editor. but now you can in here. It just takes a bit more time to create those components. Yeah. Okay, now I'm curious to see are there any other updates. Because for some reason, I didn't catch this. I just saw it in LinkedIn. Updates. Yeah, Webflow Cloud. I'm gonna get into that here. GSAP. Yeah, that's a big thing too. We could check that one out. Site previews with custom code. That's handy. It's basically a toggle, but that is handy. CM's collection list update. So that is the one. Recently modified classes in style selector. Okay. Some updates to commenting. That's good. Component localization protection. Yeah. Optimize based on local. I didn't catch that one either. Okay. Well, yeah, Optimize is the a bit expensive add-on. Very useful probably if you have the budgets and the traffic to utilize that, but yeah, I haven't tried it yet. Bunch of stuff. Yeah. Let's go to the GSAP one. But before that, I'm just going to show you the enable custom code. It basically runs the custom code, and your site, this preview should show all the functions that you have. Handy little thing. It's quite stable, so if you have some small custom code stuff, it should work. But I still end up trying out the staging domain just to be sure that everything works. So yeah, what was I about to do? Oh, the GSAP. So GSAP is free. There was this kind of like plugin that was not free and some cool features. I'm gonna enable GSAP. I went to the settings and here's GSAP. So this enables the core GSAP library. And then we have all the things we can choose. So of course, split text. We want to be able to split the text for text animations. You should of course choose whatever you need, but I already know what I want to try out, so I'm gonna use split text. And what else? Scroll trigger. I'm not sure if I need that. Maybe not. Could I get away with split text? Inertia, morph, motion. There are so cool stuff here. Scramble text. Scroll smoother. Smooth scroll experience. Okay, so there is some sort of smooth scroll effect already here. So that's cool. Scroll to text, animate text content. I wonder what that does. Custom ease. So I don't always use GSAP. I'm not too familiar with it, but every now and then I do use it and it's cool. I usually just use ChatGPT to write the actual code. Timothy Ricks actually has a good video about splitting text and maybe animating it. There are some edge cases you should take in consideration. Okay, I've got to move on. Let's try that. And I want to do a cool animation for this. Actually, can I use AI? Yeah. Write a cool long title. Oh, it didn't finish. Well, of course, we are on the finish. This is actually cool. It says adventure through the times, the journey from the past or between the past and the future. Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna add a class. Not that one. Here we go. Yeah, I have that. I have so there's a bit of a script. It selects the title, splits it, letters map, yeah, join, adds the letter, opacity, there's a stagger, okay. And there's some CSS. Overflow hidden, yeah. Okay, let's do that straight away. Here we go. And where should I put the code? Maybe here. At the end. Oh, okay, we have something here already. I can try out if it works here. And this is actually a good time to test out the custom code thing. Oh, here we go. So easy. Cool stuff. So we gotta split the text in order to have that staggered animation. I happen to know that you can split the text by word, by line too. So if you want to do an animation where one word comes or reveals itself one at a time, you can do that, of course. Let's check out our code. Opacity, yeah. Y0, power out, duration, stagger. If I take the 0 out there, it should be slower probably. Yeah, real slow. Honestly, I should go through all the cool GSAP things that you saw in the list where you choose the features that the library loads. So there's some cool stuff one can do. Maybe today is not the day for that. By the way, if you're watching live, just leave a message to chat and ask away. Anything related or unrelated. Or just say hi. What else should we see or check out? Yeah, of course, kind of a big thing in the Webflow world was this attribute updates by Finsweet. So they updated the whole site and the whole system. This is still free. It's even open source. This is, I believe, the thing that they will keep free. And I gotta say, I use this almost in every project that I have. The filtering and loading thing is the most maybe used thing. So if you have a CMS list or even some other list, you can filter and sort it and do a load more button. So that is cool. And now they updated it. It has two separate methods, more dynamic. I haven't tried this one yet, but you can do quite cool stuff. Advanced filtering with that, with all the cool counting like how many available items there are with these filters on a specific let's say tag. Let's see if there's a demo of this. Standard dynamic filter. So we have name equal value. Then I can add something else. Another name. Yeah. Remove group. This is quite advanced already. Maybe I should check out the not so advanced standard filter. So yeah, these were the ones I was talking about. So if I choose black cars, it updates the makes. There are 9 black Nimbuses, I believe. If I clear this, there are 82. And you can have the tags, the showing stuff, filtering. In the past, this was very hard to do. Well, the old CMS filter was the way to go, but you did not have so good functions, all the facet counts and so on. You had some of these things like search bar, of course, the basic filtering, the number of items, and so on, but not on this level. So this is quite cool. Let's see if there are anything else new in the attributes. Attributes. Most popular, yeah. There should be a new thing. Table of content, disable scrolling list, load short. Yeah, filter has been updated. Nest has been updated. Inject components. Keep components in sync across websites and inject components inside of rich text elements. Well, that's actually quite handy. Imagine if you have a blog article and you want to use that one, let's say CTA component there. So then you could use inject component. Those are all I'm looking for. New things, table of contents. I have used that one before for the long articles. Disable, yeah. Code highlight. Well, I guess there are not anything else. Well, those might be a bit updated because, let's see. Okay, yeah, that should go through the library. I do not want to do that. Number count, maybe this one. Components, okay, yeah, these have changed places. What is it? Combo box, combine drop down list, editable text input, social share. Okay, let's check this one out. So yeah, they have updated the script tags, so everything has been updated, even though it does not say that they are new right here. I'm actually curious if there are updates to this sharing thing. Yeah. Okay, you can like add username and hashtag too. Okay. Cool. What else? I have this tab just open so that you can see that Framer is about to launch something new. I'm not sure what it is. It might be some sort of AI coding thing, like a wipe coding platform or feature. Maybe. What else could it be? I believe Figma Sites has scared them, or at least it should. Again, the last stream was about Figma Sites, but yeah, it's nowhere near ready. And it produces quite awful code. Maybe they can do or build it somehow better in the following months and years, and then it will be an actual Framer competitor. But yeah, until then, especially Framer should really differentiate itself somehow, because I believe, just like Ran Segel said in his video, the Flux Academy video, that Webflow has a quite good standing with actual like big, how should I say, serious companies like that know the value of a website and building it in a native way. Framer's differentiation to this point has been that it is easy for the user who comes from Figma to use it, because it's quite close to Figma. The UI is close to Figma, and now that Figma has its own website platform, Framer really should do something. But yeah, Webflow is clearly like aiming for the big customers, because they have the, well, of course, enterprise solutions, but they have like the optimizing stuff, like the actual analyze, I believe, and optimize that they launched. Was it the last Webflow Conf? Probably. And they are building this, what was it, website experience platform, or something like that. And now they have this Webflow Cloud. I'm not sure what that does, but maybe it will become something. Yeah, here we are. Analyze, optimize, page building. Yeah, I believe that is the builder. Localization. I'm not sure. Does Framer have like localization feature? Because lately I have had quite a few customers using localization, and I'm not sure how I managed without it before, because it is very helpful and a good add-on. Of course, it has its price, but if you have a website in one language and then you want to add a language, you should really consider that decision, because it will always increase your uh, workload every time you need to update something, add something. You want to add or need to add it in several languages, which is of course more accessible for people. But if if it's not necessary for you, maybe you shouldn't do that. It's not like you should not add languages because they are just nice to have. You should like actually do some business with that language if you want to do that. Yeah, what was the thing I was supposed to Google? Framer and localization. Translate Framer site. Webflow, yeah, that was the first solution that I had in mind. There's another one. Translate all. Localize, okay. There's a academy lesson. So they have some sort of feature for that. Okay, that's good. I waited for so long to Webflow announce that, so it feels somehow too soon to Framer have a native like functionality for that. Okay, I'm curious, does it have a price tag for it? Launch scale, yeah. Business, okay, what about personal? What do the business sites have so that they can take so much or have a so high price? Draft, so with €5, do you have just the homepage? Collaborators, yeah, hosting. 10 gigabits. Does Webflow have some sort of limit for that? Maybe, probably. Bandwidth wise, at least I know that it does. Form entries. Yeah, the mini is like really mini. Custom code, yeah. Redirects. So you do not have redirects in mini or basic. Yeah, it's not the biggest feature, but feels weird to put it behind a paywall. Localization, okay. So €15 per locale. max 2. What about the business plan? Does it have more? Here we go. Custom unlimited AI badge translation. Yeah, custom regions. And this is enterprise, yeah, so they didn't even tell how much it is. Locales. Okay, I'm gonna go back to the
Hail,
Academy list.
it's Hunter. In this video,
no need for that. How many locales? URL structure, draft of my local. I'm curious if I can change the assets, like images. Whole slug. So the slug cannot be translated. Do you understand correctly? Yeah, if I was patient enough to read the kind of like the first sentence, I would see that it does translate images. Yeah. Cool stuff. I gotta say, we live in a interesting time. Era. Yeah. Anyway. Let's see. Do you have anything else? Okay, I have this Riverside app. I gotta say I'm also excited about that. So maybe I will share something about that too. So yeah, Riverside is a like podcasting app. I remember using it a couple of years back when the core feature was that you can record these podcasts. In a way, it was a Zoom call, and it recorded both like audio and video separately on everyone's like own device and uploaded those in the cloud. So even if you had a bad connection, you would end up with a clear audio, clear video recorded. So that was cool back then. Nowadays, the core feature is of course the same, but on top of that, we have quite a lot of AI features. We have a live streaming feature, and lately, well, you might have seen a couple of podcasts with actual guests. So I gotta say, editing those has been so easy with this app. So let's see. I will go to my project and I will show up the latest thing. So I have this recording of me and Jonathan, and I can go to edit it. That's like the whole piece. And then I can just generate magic clips. I've generated them and they are right here, and I can edit those. But well, yeah, I'm not sure what I should firstly show you. Maybe this basic editing. Let's add a new edit just so that I do not mess the old one. Well, I have already published it, so maybe it's not that crucial. Okay, this is not like a full-blown video editor, but this is great for someone who just wanna do the basic stuff, especially regarding to audio, not audio podcasts, because you have this like text-based editing. So I can just go here, and if I wanted to cut that sentence, I can select it and then move it to trash when it takes takes it off. Yeah, it deletes it from the edits. And for some reason that is absolutely mind-blowing to me. And then I can restore it if I want. Of course, we have the AI producer removing the pauses, removing filler words. Nowadays, even finding fluff. So I guess it tries to remove like everything that is not on topic. Yeah, maybe one would want to do that, especially if you have a 4 hour like 4 hour episode, maybe magic audio, so some fine tuning of the audio, smart mute, and the layout. So if you want to have this video changing in a way that, let's say, Jonathan talks much, it could just show Jonathan's video, and whenever I say something, I could pop up. So that's awesome. And then there's of course captions for the clips. Captions are created very easily, so there are the captions, and now I can already. Okay, Jonathan. So you're deep into content marketing. So what's your take on? You get the point. This is awesome, of course. If you want to have all the control, you might want to use some like professional video editing tool. But I feel that this has helped me a lot. The one thing I would love to be able to do is to, what was it? Like edit a bit more the layout. So I have this grid, for example, that I usually like to use. Then we have not the layout, it's somehow behind the brand, the design. So that's just the background and spacing, corner radius, and that is about all. I can add a custom background there, but I cannot like position these videos. Or can I? I feel stupid if I can. Yeah, I cannot. I can like change the order of them, but that's all. I can mirror them, crop, hide, full screen, yeah, but I cannot position them. That's one thing I would like to do if I do this sort of one-man recording. So they have this feature that you can just go into the studio and record a talking head video, basically. And the cool thing with that is that you record your screen and yourself at the same time, and later on you can do all the edits. So whatever you want to show, you can show, like depending on where you're at in the video. So both are like recorded at the same time all the time. But in that format, I really cannot like edit the layout. For example, this layout that I have in the stream, I cannot mimic that or copy that, which is of course what I'd like to do, especially someday that I do something more special with the streaming stuff. And maybe that new brand that I'm thinking of. So I'm actually considering, should I try to capture video, like talking head videos with this, and maybe even live streaming. Now I'm live streaming with Meld. That's a quite new streaming software, quite nice for a person who does not want to spend their whole time in OBS. So it's Meld Studio. But it's not perfect yet. There are some features that should be there, and the Mac OS version comes sometimes a bit late. Some features are not there yet, so streaming is of course quite strongly PC dominated by PCs, so that's not a surprise. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, those editing features in Riverside really pushed me to try out like the talking head videos and maybe even live streaming through this app. That is so helpful and cool. Yeah. Actually, I recorded thing with Felix, and he was surprised how easily I could do those clips, and that was just because of Riverside. Yeah, it is really fast. You just press like create magic clip. It's quite good at picking up interesting sections from the long form part, and then you can just fine tune those, take out the not so relevant stuff, and put on captions, and voila. Okay, yeah. I'm still gonna be live a little longer. If you happen to have any questions, just leave them in the chat. I would be honored to answer those. But yeah, I'm gonna wait a bit for those, and if there's nothing, we are probably gonna land this plane because my workday is about to end. Don't you love this beautiful layout and all the colors and creativity? Oh, there's a Webflow logo. Yeah, I should really think of some kind of a schedule with the streams. I believe it would be easier to come along, and then I could tell people that every Monday at this time I'm live, and you can have some Webflow support or something else. Just a nice chat or anything like that. And I gotta say, streaming is a bit of a hack because it's an easy way to do content, especially if you can produce something clippable. Of course, I'm not a esports streamer or game streamer, so I'm not sure how exciting clips, for example, this stream produces, but in the long run, like with the podcasts, I would love if there could be some clips that I could post from the streams. But I believe the best interactions would be with actual viewers. So until then, I'm probably not gonna clip myself, or maybe I should. Maybe I should if I have something actually interesting. But then again, now I'm streaming this with Meld, and I do not have an app that finds the clips. So I should, if I wanted to clip, for example, this part of this video, well, I have the clipping tool actually. Yeah. Now I'm just talking rubbish clearly because Meld has the clipping tool, which takes, I believe, 90 seconds in the past and makes a clip of that. But I'm just wondering, could there be a tool for post clipping? I mean, that when the whole thing has been recorded, so that I could go in and edit the clips afterwards. Well, Twitch might have it. Yeah, I should really look into those. And I know that there are a bunch of tools that do it. Usually these are Opus Clip. I believe that's one of the biggest. I see this watermark all over the social media. But I would not like to pay for another software, especially if I can move my process to Riverside, which already has this. Okay, that is quite affordable. 1x. What is this? Is this like one user, or what are these packs? One pack? Credits? Yeah. Brand templates, social account connections. Yeah, this does a lot more than just finds the clips. So you can actually post straight from here. Well, that would be handy. I'm wondering, 1 credit for 1 minute video processing. So if I process an hour long thing, it takes 60 credits. Clipping with virality score, yeah. Animated captions, 20 plus languages, auto post, YouTube shorts. Okay, that is actually handy. Let's post, okay. I could go. Okay, that's a video, optimize, focus, audio, enhance branding, add captions. Here we go. Social media. Yeah, I'm just checking because it would be very handy if I could just click that post to all. Does Twitch have like clips? No, it might have vertical streams. LinkedIn. Yeah, it's getting wild. Okay. I believe it's time to end this stream. Thanks for watching, whether you were live or afterwards. Leave a comment down below. Maybe consider subscribing. That would mean a world to me. And yeah, if you feel like it, leave some ideas what I could do with the streams. That would be helpful. Of course, I can come up with something myself. But if there is something you would wish for, that would be awesome to know. Yeah, I think that's about it. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.